So I got Vintage Glamour stuff, and I thought I must do a starter, and so this is the starter that I made, and it's a little more expensive than I would usually make a starter. I think it's 18,500 simoleons, but it's basically using as much as I could from Glamour, and yet still trying to respect the starter budget. And it was really difficult. And actually, funny story, as it's not actually a funny story, but the story behind this is that I actually made the build last night, just as a test, and I wasn't recording, and I thought I just wanted to see if it was going to be possible, basically. So that's the first time I'd kind of built something like this. And then today I tried again to build it, and this time I was recording and everything was going fine, and got to 90% of completion. And then I don't know, I was alt tabbed. This is something that happens with me sometimes. I was alt tabbed, and I hadn't saved, and actually lost that build because Sims 4 froze while I was alt tabbed. So this build is actually the third time I did this build. As you can see, I'm trying to fit as much from Vintage Glamour as I can, and I was actually surprised with how much I could get in there. So in this lounge area, I've got the globe bar, the sofa, the fireplace, and then the exterior of the house is kind of Art Deco style. There's actually quite a lot of houses that are like that in New Zealand, which is where I'm from. And got the vanity table in, so of course, I had to get the most iconic things from the pack in, didn't I? And I tried lots of different things with the exterior. I tried a very dark exterior, here we go, and also tried a much lighter one. Considered doing some kind of pastels or something, but I don't know, I just thought it probably best to err on the side of caution, go for like neutral kind of white, because I've seen lots of houses like this that are white, and so that just seemed best to go with that. Really challenging making some kind of garden for this build because I really didn't have any kind of simoleons to work with, because of the choices of what objects I'd put down. I really wanted the vanity table, really wanted it to look, generally for it to look quite classy, but as you'll see throughout the speed build, that actually I changed it quite a lot to get it just right. I'm actually looking at it now. It's not quite like this at the moment, but it looks quite good. Maybe I should have left it like that. You can change it back. I mean, the black room, not sure about that. Yeah, see, so I make it very pink and feminine. So if you're not really into the pink feminine touch, then why are you moving into a house that has a vanity table? That's my first question for you. So because I thought, the person that's going to be in that bedroom probably wants to be there, so I thought I'd make them more feminine. Anyway, enough about my justifications for the colours. I just wanted to use the pink, okay? But I had to use a really cheap bed because, of course, it's a starter, and that was the cheapest, pinkest bed that didn't look too modern. Use these black doors again because, I'm on this crusade now to get more black doors in the base game, because I just don't think there are any. There are none. Well, apart from this one that you could get through a little thing. I think it was Trick and Treat or something like that. So yeah, I was trying to reduce the budget at this stage, and I was trying to make it smaller, but that actually reducing the size of the build didn't really, as I've said before, doesn't really change the price that much. It's more to do with the objects you've got in the build. So in the end, I made some hard sacrifices, took away some things that I really liked, and for example, there's a frieze around the bottom story, the ground floor, whatever you call it, and I take the frieze off. I mean, I like it there, but it looks okay later on without the frieze. I mean, especially when the place is changed to white, which it's changed to white, by the way. giving you all these spoilers. Anyway, let's see what happens. So yeah, back into the main bedroom, shuffling things about. I was also thinking about just making sure the placement was okay so that Sims could move around, and yet it still looked good from kind of a photo angle, you know, so there was a kind of a, it wasn't just randomly placed, you know. Of course it's not just randomly placed. I mean, you could randomly place your own builds. This one is not randomly placed. It was really hard because I had a big strong temptation to use the City Living cheaper kitchen stuff and bathroom stuff. I think there's cheaper bathroom stuff, maybe there isn't. There's definitely cheaper kitchen stuff. But I decided that goes against the spirit of making this a Vintage Glamour starter, right? If it uses some other pack. And people without City Living wouldn't be able to have the house. So I thought, no, that doesn't work. So it has to be pure Vintage Glamour plus base game. And, well, I think I've achieved it. I was very tempted to do like a little cottage or something, or more traditional looking home. But I thought probably I should do the, you know, the Art Deco look, or some kind of derivative of that Art Deco look. I mean, I'm not going to say this is Art Deco because I'm sure some people who know much more about styles and the history of art would look at it and say, no, it's really not. But it's derivative of it or inspired by it. So in the lounge I was trying to you see the build's called Please Don't Crash. In the lounge I was inspired to use the cheapest light possible and try and make it look Art Deco by making it bigger. I don't know if that survives till the end, but at the moment I think it works. And then I've used this, I don't know what it's called, it's right at the top of my head. I think, you know, paper lantern kind of thing in the main bedroom, or the only bedroom. I'm not sure if that fits the style, but it certainly fits the budget. And it looks kind of pretty. And I could possibly change that to use the slightly pinker version. So I was kind of ticking boxes of what items I was using from the pack, and you know, for example, there's lots of other mirrors that you can use, but I have the vanity table, which is a mirror, so I decided to start at home. You have to make these sacrifices. Really wanted to get in the little gremlin statue, I've forgotten what it's called, and really tried to get in the little flower that's on the vanity table right now. Here I am stepping through the debug, and the thing is, I've actually got no idea about the debug because I've never ever used it in a build, surprisingly. But I heard, I think it was Deligracy saying something about there being makeup items in the debug, so I was like, let's find these makeup items. And I was looking through them, and here they are. Whoa, it looks good, and they're apparently free. Whoa, ultra cool. So I think probably now I've discovered the debug. I mean, I kind of knew it was there, but I was like, should I use this in builds? I mean, you probably noticed that I could be a bit careful in my builds. I wasn't using much or any move objects cheat in my builds because I'd had some problems with it ages ago, like 2 years ago. And I also thought that maybe some people might be a bit nervous about using something that had, or downloading something that had move objects cheat. Just seeing some other houses that someone that I was following was favoriting, and there was this Art Deco place, but it was like 200,000 simoleons. I'm like, okay, I can't compete with that anyway with my starter budget. I mean, it's a different style of Art Deco, I can see, but I mean, there's much more Art Deco than this place, basically. But it's also on a much bigger budget, so I'm not going to get worried by that. But yeah, that was that little distraction that you saw for a split second there. If you didn't see it, then I'm sorry that you don't know what I'm talking about. But I was looking at a house in the gallery for about, I don't know, a minute. And I thought about cutting it out, but I thought, nah, just leave it in there and talk about it or something. We're actually coming up to the end of the build. As you can see, with such a small build, you can't really spend much time with it. after a while you just have to accept the way it is. I'm not sure if that rug stays there. I definitely couldn't get it in big. I have a feeling it goes. I might look at that, maybe I can get it back in. I don't think I can. No, I can't. I know I can't, because I think I'm down to like, I've got 5 simoleons short of 18,500. If I can find something that's five simoleons worth, which I don't think I can, I'll place that. I think at some point I found some interesting objects that I tried to place, and I was like, no, there's just 5 over. And I probably could fit that in, but that leaves only 1,500 for the lot size. I mean, you know, for the purchasing of the lot that you build it on. And I think it's already going to be very tight. You might have to place it on a 20 by 15 lot. Might be a bit cheaper. Anyhow, I think that's about the end of it. And I guess that means the screenshots are coming up. So I actually changed it around quite a bit more before I finalized it. There's the dining room and the bedroom, the lounge, my testing sim, and another view. And there it is from the outside. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye.